Hello, everybody. I think we're live. I hope.
Oh
Um,
wow, there we are.
yeah, you're a bit off to the side. I can try and fix that, or you can fix that if I go the other way.
Oh, have I gone the wrong? Oh,
Yeah.
it's all mirrored. It's all mirrored. It's too confusing when the stream is the wrong way. There we go.
There we go. Are we good? It looks like we're good. Hopefully, people can hear us. Anyway, we're live streaming. We haven't live streamed. I looked for 9 whole months. So this is the obligatory annual live stream that happens now. Um, and today we're joined with Joel. Hi, Joel.
Hi, afternoon, evening.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm also doing good. Looking forward to verifying a new top 25. I've only ever
Yeah,
had a top 10 because I didn't feel like I had been on roller coasters good enough to warrant a top 25, if that makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
Whereas now, oh, ho, ho, ho.
Definitely, certainly have.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess for some context, and as Five Mad Movie Maker says, you have just a few new roller coasters to add this year, right? I think I rode over 100 new roller coasters this year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know how many you rode.
Oh, ooh,
It's probably still quite a lot.
probably at least 50 to 60
Yeah, it must
new
be.
coasters
With Efteling
for
as well, I
me.
guess.
Yeah, yeah. God, I've been to Efteling, yeah, since the last time we did this as well. Mad.
Yeah. So
So we got a
we
lot to put on.
we have a lot. So I guess for even more context, Joel and I, alongside Thomas, Andrew, and some other good friends, back in May, we went on a trip of the east coast of the USA, and for 2 weeks visited like 11 or so, 11 or 12 different theme parks and
It
amusement
was
parks.
11. 11.
There you go. And yeah, rode over 100 different roller coasters during that trip. Um, you
You
know,
know why I remember it was 11?
why?
It's because after the first or second day, I was counting them down, going,
Oh
oh, just
no.
8 left to go, just 7 left to go,
It was a
just
lot.
6 left to go.
We
Yeah,
there wasn't a day where we didn't go to a theme park. So we went to a theme park every single day of those 15 days for 15 days.
yeah,
Which to probably roller coaster nerds like us sounds, like a dream, but in the moment when you're halfway through it,
yeah, yeah. It's much. It's a bit much. It really is.
yeah, we got halfway through and we were at Hollywood Nights in at Holiday World, their enthusiast event where you stay up until like midnight or 1 in the morning, and
Mm.
me and Joel were suffering so much that we went back to the car for an hour and a half and just had a nap in the middle of this car
Yeah,
park
yeah.
in Andrew's car.
The tactical nap, but
It
it was very worthwhile.
it was very
It was
worthwhile.
so worthwhile.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. It was great. It was exactly what we needed to get through the day. So
yeah, yeah, definitely.
anyway, I'm sure we'll have stories from each park to say as we go through. But anyway, Vote Coasters, just quickly for those people who don't know what Vote Coasters is. It's a roller coaster poll where we ask people to rank the roller coasters they've ridden from best to worst. Here, here you can see mine so far. And then we compile everyone's lists together, chuck it through this complicated ranking algorithm, and it figures out what the collective decides is the world's best roller coaster, and then second and third and fourth and fifth and so on and so forth. So I think so far this year over 2,000 people have contributed. Hopefully you can join us and work on your own list alongside while I do mine and while Joel does his. But yeah, that's what the whole point is. There's some fireworks in the background. I'm not sure if you can hear the fireworks.
Yeah, I could hear that. It's strange.
Yeah, I don't know why people are deciding to put fireworks off, and my dog is not having a great time, but either. So
Oh, poor Gus.
yes, poor Gus indeed. Anyway, this is my so I took a few out, right? In my mental mind, Kanon is like a threshold of quality. And I feel there's a few rides I've ridden since I rode Kanon that is above this threshold, but most roller coaster I've ever ridden are below. So I took out all the roller coasters currently in my list above to re-rank them all alongside a lot of the new stuff, if that makes any sense at all.
Right.
It probably doesn't. Where should we start, Joel? Pick a park that we went to.
Oh, from our trip.
Yes.
Should we just go through our trip in order?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. So, King's Dominion.
King's Dominion.
Right. Well, if we're talking, so in the list in its current state, Project 305 would go to the top. Better than Carlin.
I'm not calling it. I'm not calling it by that new name.
What is it called again? Pantherian?
Antherian.
Awful. Absolutely tragic.
Oh,
we'll call it
God.
Intimidator 305 because that's what it is, isn't it, really? And then I also put Twisted Timbers here. Twisted Timbers is very good. You had a bit of a redemption.
Yeah, it was much better than I remember it being the last time I rode it. So, yeah, very, very good.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good ride.
The airtime is great. It's very relentless.
It's relentless airtime, and that's it basically.
Oh yeah,
So,
100%, exactly. So
yeah,
there you go.
if that's what you love, then
exactly.
that's your ride.
Number 6, Under Untamed. I think I prefer Untamed just because Untamed feels like it does other things than just relentless airtime, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
But those are the only two I pulled out. What else is at that park?
Nothing hugely significant.
No.
Grizzly was pretty good.
Grizzly was pretty
fun.
good.
Yeah.
Grizzly was pretty good, but I think those two
It's
are
not
definitely
worth.
the 1-2 punch at that park.
Understandable.
Yeah, 305 on the front row and the back row is not very good drop, but
weirdly.
the sense of speed you get on it and the transitions, those whippy transitions are just unbeatable.
I actually properly passed out on 305 this time around as well. Like vision consciousness gone. It was so surreal. I remember hitting the turn and my vision closing in, and then I just remember waking up somewhere along that speed hill after the big
yeah.
I actually don't remember some of that ride. So yeah, very, very surreal experience.
You also got spited by lightning.
Again, yeah. This is the problem with the East Coast, especially in the summer, is they seem to have lightning storms every other night.
That's
It does
true.
tend to cause issues riding stuff.
Was this the only park we had a problem with?
I guess it was actually.
Yeah, I think it was.
I guess we got quite lucky. I mean, when I went in 2018, we went later in the year, so
Right.
there were a few more lightning storms to the point where we changed our plan to avoid them.
Yeah.
But this time around, I think.
It was a shaky start,
Okay.
but we managed to get on everything I think that we
Yeah.
wanted to. Anyway,
Yeah.
King's Dominion was first. Then it was over to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg for a day and a half. So I pulled out Pantheon and Alpengeist as a two top, heavy hitters. Though there's many good things in that park. So I do enjoy a lot of the others. Pantheon. What
Good.
did- what-
It's great.
How does it sit with you?
It's really good. It's not as good as its cousin in France, but
Right.
It's great. I just wish it was more themed.
Yeah. I think I prefer it over the airtime focused RMCs, like Untainted and Twisted Timbers. But I'm not sure I'm going to put it over
I'd-
Taron.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree with you there. I think.
Yes. And it feels okay. It's a really good ride, and the components of it, the individual elements are really nice. It's one of those rides that I feel like it doesn't particularly flow very well, and it's a huge plot of land that isn't exactly utilized very heavily, as you said. Doesn't look
No.
particularly nice.
Ah, God. Yeah.
So, yes. Crispy asks, where does Fly rank for you? I have not ridden Fly. I went to Phantasialand pre-Fly, sadly, and I have not been post-Fly. Joel has been post-Fly.
I've been on it, yeah.
So,
But I think that's already in my rankings.
where does it sit for you? Quite high?
It's really high, yeah. Because it's just like such a. It's so cliche to say it's such a complete package, but it is.
I mean, yeah, no.
It really is like. It's just so good. It's so good. It's such a cool just experience.
Yeah. No, it looks at 100%.
Very, very, very good. Very, very good ride.
The second one from BGW I've got is Alpengeist. And, if you know who I am, you'll know that I don't like inverts that much, or not as much as the average roller coaster enthusiast does. However, I really enjoyed Alpengeist because it was different to most inverts. Too big, and in some cases too whippy, but the sense of speed, like sitting on the front row, it's just unmatched. It just I don't know, feels like an absolute beast of a ride.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I remember thinking in my head, like, was Alpengeist as good as I remembered? And then that first front row ride we had on it,
it's so good.
Like, it was like everything I remembered it being. It's such a fantastic coaster.
See, I think in the moment I thought Pantheon was better than Alpengeist, but looking back,
it's the one that sticks in your head more.
It is.
Isn't it? One of them leaves a much more lasting impression.
Right. For front row Alpengeist, it's above. Any other row, I'd put it behind, but front row Alpengeist, we'll take it as better than Pantheon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not quite better than Terran, but we'll leave it at that. And I think, yeah, I mean, where is like Nemesis and oh god, we have to go quite far down to get to Montu. It's 33. Behind Raptor
slight
at 13.
delay for me because I'm watching the.
Oh god.
I'm watching your rankings on the stream. So.
Yeah, these opinions are slightly questionable. 13 Raptor
there.
above Montu and Nemesis.
You might need to utilize that trash function.
Whoa.
Some of these rankings.
Yeah, but we'll figure out the bottom bit afterwards. We're just focusing on the top for now. DragonCon guy, Handy Ian Lan something says, where would Shambhala be in your ranks? I'm yet to rank Shambhala. It's on the left here, and I will rank it during the stream, so stay tuned. Coaster Carl says, Alpengeist versus Afterburn. Haven't ridden Alpengeist in quite a while, but just rode Afterburn last week, and it was phenomenal. Joel, thoughts on that?
So I didn't ride Afterburn this time around. I only rode it in 2018. In 2018, Afterburn was fantastic. And then everyone else rode Afterburn without me, and Thomas said it wasn't nearly as good as he remembered. So I was like, I'll just save it to not spoil the memory of this like fantastic invert. But Alpengeist is better. It's got the scale, it's got the speed, it's got the force. Afterburn is a lot smaller and snappier, and it has really good snappy elements and some nice moments. Afterburn is great from what I remember of it. It's a great little invert, but Alpengeist is definitely better.
Alpengeist is miles better. I think.
Yeah.
Afterburn is your classic. It feels like your classic invert that it just tries to deliver as much positive force as possible and has some cool elements. But yeah, for me, definitely Alpengeist is leagues ahead. And as you said, the ride that we had on Afterburn wasn't particularly good. It was fine. It felt like any other invert. It didn't feel particularly better than most of them. So. Anyway, talking of Carowinds, I haven't got Afterburn on here because I didn't really care for it overly. But I pulled out Fury 325 and Copperhead Strike as the two that need ranking. We'll start with Copperhead Strike. I'm just trying to find out where Icon is. Icon
this would be interesting, actually.
21.
So, where do you rank Copperhead in relation to Icon?
I would say that Copperhead Strike is more consistent than Icon, but
Yeah,
Icon has higher highs, but also lower
I think
lows.
yes. To me, I think to me that makes Copperhead the better ride.
I'll take your word for it, Joe.
And I wasn't expecting to have that opinion, and I only rode Copperhead once because I it made me incredibly ill. But even after that one ride, I was still like, God, that was actually it's really punchy and it doesn't have any dead spots. It's
Yeah.
quite intense. It's
Yeah.
quite unassuming, Copperhead. It's really unassuming. I thought it was yeah, I thought it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
I'm actually going to move it up above Cheetah Hunt. I think it's better than
Mm.
Cheetah Hunt. I think it's more interesting than Cheetah Hunt. Then we've got the GCI love of these three. Incredible.
Oh,
Which we
I
have a
see
few
it.
GCIs to rank, so we'll get back to
Yeah,
that.
there were a couple.
And we'll leave these three. Maybe I need to rejig them around because I'm not sure if Copperhead is worse than Wicker Man. That feels a bit blasphemous. But
Oh no, have you ridden Wicker Man this year?
I mean, it is very good. Wicker Man is
I think
surprisingly good.
that thing is on actual genuine crack right now. Like I don't know what they have done to Wicker
No,
Man, but it's running so good at the moment.
yeah, it is. It's a good
Yeah.
wooden coaster, man.
Yeah, it's good. It's great.
Okay, Fury 225. Is it better or worse than Intimidator 305?
It depends what you value in a coaster, I guess.
I think it is better.
It's a more I want to say it's a more accessible experience than i305,
Yeah, completely,
and
definitely.
it's a more yeah, and it's much more I mean it's much longer and much more satisfying. i305 kind of you ride it once and that's it, you're exhausted, you can't do it again.
Yeah. Fury is
Um,
incredibly re-rideable for sure.
Yeah, and 305 is like an imperfect layout as well. Like
Oh,
it's got
yeah.
a trim brake. The drop's not very good.
Yeah,
The turn is too intense. Let's be honest about that. The turn is too intense. It
Yeah.
should not have been built that way.
yeah.
So I think Fury is probably the better ride.
No,
But
100%.
I think I still prefer i305 just for how like crazy it is.
Yeah. I think of initial rides, my first ride on 305 was really good, and my first ride on Fury, I was actually a little bit disappointed by it. Even though we were in the front row, but as the day progressed and it kind of ran more and warmed up, I think it went from being like good. I think before it warmed up, it didn't feel chaotic enough. It didn't feel fast
Yeah.
enough. But then, as it warmed up, it kind of got a bit more of that chaos feeling to it. That kind of pushed it over the edge for me. So both very good rides. So
Yeah.
Henry,
Yeah.
I did ride both Gigas in the front row. Yes, you have to. I think I rode Fury a few times in the front row, and I rode 305 3 times in the front row, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The
yeah,
front row is just the place to be on a coaster that tall. It's
yes,
the same for any other Giga coaster, really.
it is great. It is great, for sure.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so that was
that's it from,
Carowinds.
Carowinds then, yeah.
Then we move over to Dollywood,
Right.
and I've pulled
Yes.
out Big Bear. I should have pulled out Big Bear Mountain as well, to be fair, because that is a hot
Yeah,
ticket roller
Get it out.
coaster.
Get it out. Get it
Right,
out.
hold on.
Gonna demonstrate the search function.
Yeah,
gotta know
watch
how
it give
this
it a random
works.
number on the left because it's a bit glitchy, but that's fine. Where's there they are. Okay, cool. Right. Let's start with Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod was a disappointment.
Yeah.
I don't know. The entire ride was
It's-
practically ruined for me for that one bit that really hurt. That
Oh,
one,
the pump.
yeah.
So I only rode it once, and I was close to the front row, so I
Right.
didn't feel it that badly. But
I was in the
From what I
back.
heard of everyone, yeah, but everyone who was in the back in our group said it was terrible.
It was not great.
So
The problem is, as soon as
yeah.
you start going back up the hill, it's great. It's really good, you know.
Mm.
But that whole projection just said it. The second valley is really really not good. So for that reason, I think I would.
It's just sad. It
It
obviously
is sad.
used to be like legendary. Like people were saying it was the best coaster in the world, and it's never going to be that ever again.
No,
Because of how,
it's not.
because of what they've done to it. You know, the quad down used to be this mythical moment, and now it's just, I don't know. It's just like a fun.
Yeah, it's good
Fun
airtime, but
moment.
it's not. Yeah, it's not. You know, it's not even as strong as like Twimbers is really. So
It's gone from being one of the best coasters in the world to just one of the RMCs, basically.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
it's not bad, but it's just not memorable anymore.
Thomas said, if you put it above Boulder, we're going to have issues, Harold. Look, I was actually considering putting it all the way down here, below Hagrid Bike. Is that okay?
I actually would rank Boulder over Life
Yeah,
Alone,
I was thinking that. But then I haven't ridden Woden in a while, and I feel like if I rode them again, I would probably prefer Woden.
Yeah.
So let's put it there, above Revenge of the Mummy, but below Woden.
That seems more reasonable.
Yeah. Cool. I really wish I rode it in its heyday. I think it would have been something
Yeah.
else.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, disappointing ride to not a disappointing ride. Thunderhead. Hot
Ah.
diggity dog.
Quality.
That is. Whoa! What a good
It's
roller
quality
coaster.
ride. Yeah.
Oh Christ!
Loved Thunderhead. I absolutely loved Thunderhead.
It was so good. Where though, Joel? Where does it fit? I think it fits.
I struggle with this. Yeah.
Number
Yeah,
6.
that seems
Above
reasonable.
Alpengeist, below Taron.
I still think I prefer Joris.
Really?
That's what I said when I rode
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
That's
But
fair.
I rode Joris at night,
Okay, I have not ridden
which might have
Joris tonight.
helped. Which might have helped. I need to go back to Efteling.
Hmm.
But also I don't remember Thunderhead that well, so I don't know how. Yeah, like I remember Thunderhead being great, but I also don't remember it that well. It's the problem with doing a big trip like this is
Yes, there's a lot to ride.
your memories of what rides were like meld together, and you
For
forget
sure.
so much.
I'm just a
but it is
GCI fan.
fantastic.
You know, I really like GCI. This is a style of ride. So,
Yeah, me
and I
too.
think Thunderhead is definitely one of the better ones that is just constantly like dipping and weaving and popping you out of your seat for quick moments. It's just fast, chaotic. Yeah, everything I like.
Re-rideable.
Incredibly re-rideable,
Got
100%.
that station fly through, which is always a fun feature.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's just in a great park as well. We're both repping today,
Yes.
which was not planned.
No,
but,
it was not planned, but
it's ended up that way.
yes. Henry says he's excited for Thunderhead versus Mystic Timbers. Wow,
Oh.
stick around,
Oh,
Henry.
I'm excited for that too. I'm very excited for that.
You've got a few parks to go to. Well, actually, you haven't got
Yes.
too many to go to yet after that, but let's do Big Bear, and then we can move on. Big Bear
Yeah.
Mountain. Quality
Probably the
ride.
biggest,
So
the
good.
biggest surprise of the trip. It was way more fun and thrilling than I expected it to be. I mean, yeah. Would you say the same?
Oh, 100%. I'm sorry, I'm being silent, trying to figure out what I
I'm
want.
trying to find it.
Oh, this is hard. Ranking's hard.
It is, yeah.
See, I feel like I would rather ride Joris than Big Bear Mountain. Not to say Big Bear Mountain is bad. It's very
No,
good.
but I think that's a fair placement.
But then I've got
think
Copperhead
Joris is
immediately
a-
under Joris. And I'd rather ride Copperhead than Big Bear.
Yeah. But then Copperhead and Joris are both a notable step up in thrill level to what Big Bear is.
Mm.
Like, Big Bear is still a family coaster.
But it's very
But
good
it's,
family coaster.
Yeah, it's just a really fun one with that offers a nice amount of force, but not too much. It feels like it's like the tamer but funner parts of Icon, I
Yeah.
guess.
All right, I'm going to put it just below Icon and just above Expedition Everest. It feels a bit mean to Expedition
Wow.
Everest, but like we'll go with that for now.
Yeah.
It's in that
You're
region.
gonna make some Disney fans very upset
Well,
by putting it over.
it would either be
Everest.
there or it would be just above Mako, but just
Yeah.
below Space Mountain. Actually, it'd be in between the two Space Mountains, because Space Mountain Omega is very good. Space Mountain Alpha wasn't as good for some reason.
Right.
No, let's put it there. I'm gonna put it there. That's what we're going
Okay.
with. We're gonna commit to that. There we go.
Right.
We move on to Holiday World.
Okay.
We do. Where the hell's that one?
So
Is it at the top? Where is it?
I can
Oh, it
see
was
it
right
on your
there.
screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I pulled out 4 of the coasters actually. So I pulled out all 3 wooden coasters and Thunderbird, just for the bounce. Let's start with Thunderbird.
Yeah.
I don't know where to put this actually.
I didn't ride it, but it looked pretty good.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wing coasters don't do it for me.
No.
They're good, and I don't know whether this is like a bias, but Raptor Guardland, I remember riding that and absolutely loving it. But that was a very long time ago, and I didn't get as much enjoyment out of Thunderbird as I did Raptor.
Well, if it helps, Thomas rode Raptor more recently, and he still prefers it to Thunderbird. I
Well,
think,
there we go. So
from what I remember.
there you go. Thomas
Yeah,
says
there you
Raptor is the
go.
best
There
wing.
you
I'll
go.
take it.
Confirms.
Okay, now let's move on to Raven. Let's go to Raven first. Raven is good.
I love the Raven. I think it's great. It's so. Do we need to explain what Hollywood? These people all know what Hollywood.
Go on,
Nights is,
give us a brief explanation while I put Raven and Legend in.
So we built this whole trip around going to Hollywood Nights. It's an event. It's a weekend once a year. It's a weekend. It's 2 days once a year, where they open the ride. They open the park at night for just coaster enthusiasts. You have to be part of a coaster club to buy a ticket. And you get ERT on all of their wooden coasters, or all of their roller coasters in the dark. And they do a thing with the Voyage where they turn the mid-course brakes off so that it goes a bit faster. And that's what we did. And the Raven at night was just cool. There's parts of the Raven at night where you're in complete blackness. The bit I remember the most is that second big drop that just comes out of nowhere. And then after that drop, you just go really low to the ground all the way into the brake run. And it's not a very long ride, but it definitely felt like it packed a punch.
100%. I kind of
Yeah.
preferred Raven over the Legend by just a smidge.
I did too.
Don't know why, but
And so did Jamie.
yeah, the Legend's really good. That Helix is great, but it's also a bit too much, I find.
I don't remember the Legend well enough, but I think the Raven just left a more lasting impression than the Legend for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I would like to go and give the Legend another chance, and I did still like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But the Raven just left more of an impression for me.
Valid. Yeah, definitely agree. There we go. Below Hagrid Bike. I think the Hagrid Bike and Guardians need work in terms of their placement. This is the problem. No, but you think I'm going to lower them. I think I'm going to make them higher.
Oh,
that's what I mean.
My God.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But this is why it gets kind of quite difficult to rank, because obviously those two are very different to the rest of them, but they're just so fun. They're just 2 really fun roller coasters.
Yeah.
So
This is the thing. You start putting things higher, and then you see rides that you really like getting lower and lower and
I
lower. And you
know.
think, I want to bump them up again because I still really like those. It's the problem with ranking like this.
Well-
I'm coming around to the idea that a tier list is a better way of ranking coasters than a linear list.
I mean, you can employ a tier list. Look, you can put them into groups, and then there's your tier built.
You can, can't you?
So you could literally transfer everything you have in your spreadsheet into a tier list kind of orientation.
I don't know if I'd bother doing this on stream right
No,
now.
no, that's fair
That would
enough.
take ages, but I might do it afterwards.
Samuel says, does
Yeah.
the amount of time you have to wait for Hagrid's change your ranking? It did for me. So, what does impact my ranking sometimes is if a park operates a ride really badly. I don't feel that Universal operate Hagrid Bike badly. It's just a very popular ride, and it's hard to therefore re-ride. I fortunately got 3 rides on it, which I feel is a good number that gives me a varied representation of what it's like. So, yeah. Anyway, the big ticket item,
Next. Oh.
The
where's
Voyage.
The Voyage going. Yeah.
straight to the top, as it
Yeah.
should do, because the Voyage at Holiday World Hollywood Nights is sublime. I really did not believe the hype when we got there. I thought we rode the Voyage in the day, and it was like, yeah, this is good, cool, fine. And then at dusk, it got a bit better, and then it just kept getting better and better and better and better. And I remember riding it on the front in the pitch black, just thinking,
Yeah.
I have not ridden any other roller coaster like this.
Yeah. It's literally the first thing I said after coming off the Voyage was, it's not fair.
Yeah, yeah.
It's and this is seemingly only applying to the Voyage during Hollywood Nights, because our daytime
100%.
rides did not nearly reach that level.
No. It would be much further
I
down.
actually found it a bit disappointing during the day.
100%.
But at night, there's genuinely nothing that even comes close to being as good as the Voyage at night.
No. Yeah.
And it's just crazy.
Yep.
Highlights include, the spaghetti bowl section where
Oh
it's
yes.
pitch black and you're pushed
Oh,
into
yeah.
the side of the seat and you're flying around.
Then the triple drop.
The triple down, where Sam, who we were with, described it as Tower of Terror, because you do just feel like you're dropping like this, not like this. It's like this and then that. It's that's how it feels.
Just.
It's crazy.
It is crazy, yeah. It is. It does feel like the track has just gone from beneath you all of a sudden.
Yeah.
All while you're in a tunnel as well, which just adds to the kind of chaos of it all. And it's like
And it just keeps going.
yeah,
as
it's
well.
like 100
Holds that
seconds
speed the whole
long.
time.
Like from
Yeah.
actually, dropping off the top of the lift to hitting the brakes. It's insane. It's
Every
insane
ride is like running a marathon.
literally. Oh god, such
Yeah.
a good roller coaster.
Yeah.
Well, we travel from the highs of the highest with the Voyage to the lows of the lowest
Careful
with,
what you say.
with Kings
Careful
Island.
what you say about Kings
What?
Island, because they're always listening.
Who's
and they
they?
will come for you.
Who's they?
The fans of that park.
Right. Kings Island is not a very good amusement park. It's just not. It doesn't have a soul. It's really soulless. It's quite bland. The rides are alright, but it's not a particularly exciting or engaging place, I'm afraid, fellas. So, on that note, Orion, pretty good actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Let's find a place for Orion. I think we can put Orion above Lightning Rod. Why not? That feels okay. It's somewhere in that region, I feel.
Yeah.
I think I've always given this.
Orion was solid. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot more than I expected.
100%. It's it's obviously not nowhere near as good as Fury, but for what it does it well.
Mm.
So Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Happy
yeah.
days. And then the other one I pulled out. Obviously, there's loads of roller coasters at the park, but I didn't really care for Banshee or. There's the Beast. It is the Beast,
Ah,
isn't it?
you've
Yeah.
gotta
I don't know. I don't.
you've gotta include the beast.
Do you really want me to try and rank the Beast? Because it's not gonna do. It's not gonna go well.
Okay.
Right. Let's keep
I
going
really
down. Let's keep
I
going.
liked the beast.
Right. The Beast or Spinball Wizard? Spinball Wizard.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't get on the beast at night. I'm
No,
really
we
sad
didn't,
about
so
that.
I
That's the
won't-
one thing I really wish I could have done on that trip because it does
Yeah.
sound like it's amazing.
We couldn't. I mean, we could have done it, but it would have meant we had Cedar Point immediately the next day, and it would have meant getting to our hotel at like 1 in the morning to then wake up to go to Cedar Point at 6 or 7 a.m. like 7 a.m. So
Yeah.
it was just it just wasn't ideal. I'm not going to rank the Beast because I feel like I would hurt too many people. So we'll just go to Mystic Timbers instead. Mystic Timbers. Everyone loves Mystic Timbers. And I think in, last year's Vote Coasters poll, I think it's like 50 or somewhere around there. So, a really solid roller coaster. So you'd expect it to be, I like GCIs. Most people would argue it's better than Thunderhead. So you'd expect it to be somewhere above Thunderhead. God, no. Let's keep going down. There's Wicker Man. Let's keep going down. Past Big Bear Mountain. Past Mako and Silver Star. Mystic Timbers or Manta? We'll put it there. Below Silver Star, but above Manta.
Oh god, yeah.
It just wasn't very good.
It was just so disappointing. Definitely the most disappointing coaster on the trip.
100%. 100%.
I really wish it was better. But it wasn't.
It didn't have that kind of like interesting aspect that GCIs have, that kind of, that chaotic sense of speed. They don't go particularly fast, but they feel like they do because you're kind of rattling around, but not rattling in a bad way, if that makes sense. I just feel like Mystic Timbers didn't have any of that. It never felt like it was going fast enough.
Do you know what Mystic Timbers is, right?
Go on.
Mystic Timbers is what people who think what people who haven't been on Wicker Man think Wicker Man is. That's what Mystic Timbers is.
Yeah.
Make of that what you will.
Yeah. I mean, sorry to say everybody, but Wicker Man absolutely
It seems
blows
like the
Mystic
chatter,
Timbers out of the water.
The chat seems to be mostly on side.
Yeah. Samuel says it had nothing for them. Henry says that night rides on it were good. Night rides on anything are better.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah, exactly. Aaron, Mystic Timbers are cute, but it's overrated to high heavens. Good. 5M Moonmakers, we did find out what was in the shed. I can't remember what we got. One time it was a bat. Was it the tree? Is there a tree one? I can't remember what the first time was.
I thought we got a snake.
Oh, was it
don't
the
know.
snake? Okay.
There was a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Disappointment was in the shed.
Is that Kings Island?
That was it.
Oh, Thomas says Diamondback.
Why do you want to rank Diamondback for?
Diamond Stack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I could spend
It's
ages
fun.
ranking all of the hypercoasters, or like 6 hypercoasters we rode. So
We ranked Orion, Thomas. You missed that.
yeah, we did rank Orion. It's 19th. So Diamondback was the
Oh.
theme, right? I see. Oh,
Yeah.
Kazdua just said Hyperia, and I forgot to include Hyperia in my batch. So I'll add that in, and we'll rank that once we're done with the trip.
Yes.
So thank you for the reminder. Okay. We went
Kings
from
Island fans, I love your passion.
but go to a better
Please.
place.
Please go to a best park.
Go to Dollywood or something. It's much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Okay. From Kings Island to Cheddar Point.
Oh,
I pulled out 3. Steel Vengeance, Millennium Force, and Maverick. Those.
There's a fourth one that I would.
Yours
include
is
in that, but
Magnum.
I don't think.
No.
I don't think.
Would your fourth one be Magnum?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not gonna rank Magnum. I don't know where Big One is. I don't. Oh God, where is Big One? 62. Let's not. Yeah. Magnum is better than the Big One. I can tell you that. So.
Yeah.
That's good enough for you. That's yeah. Anyway.
Oh yeah, 5-man movie makers.
Absolutely
Big
loves
fan of
Magnum.
Magnum XL200. Yeah.
He's a big fan of any Arrow roller coaster. So.
Yeah.
One of the few. Dying breed. Thank God. He says, "Fine, Robert. Just for you, I will rank Magnum, but we'll do it last of the few." Okay, let's. What should we start with, Joel? Steel Vengeance, Millennium Force, or Maverick?
Start with Millennium Force.
Start with Millennium Force. Okay. Good Giga coaster. Nice sense of speed.
Yeah.
I don't think
my
it's. Go on, you go.
Third favourite.
Overall.
Better than Orion.
Oh, better than
For
Orion.
Gigas.
Yeah.
Better than Orion, but not as good as Fury or 305.
100%. Definitely agree. So I think it puts it in this kind of region.
Yeah.
I think I would prefer to ride Millennium Force over Alpengeist, but I genuinely think I prefer to ride Thunderhead over Millennium Force.
Yeah, maybe. I have a bit higher than that.
I like Thunderhead.
Oh, you missed
What did I
what
miss?
me and Thomas did.
Oh
when,
yeah,
You guys did Steel Vengeance at the end.
Yes.
Me and Thomas did. We were on row 2, so basically front row, Millennium Force at like sunset. It was pretty ethereal. It was amazing. So that's definitely given it a bump for me.
That's fair. I think the ride that we had on it at the start of that day was really good as well. So, you have to live with that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's move on to Magnum. We'll have to scroll down a bit for this. Magnum or Megaphobia, Joel?
Oh,
I
that's kind of hard. Megaphobia is probably better.
I agree.
Realistically, but Magnum is funnier.
Magnum or Olympia Looping?
I would probably say Magnum.
I
But I don't know that you would.
This is doing a number on my brain. Okay. I'm gonna put Magnum beneath Megaphobia, but above Baron 1898, or however you say 1898 in Dutch. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll go with that.
There you go. Go for it.
All right, back to the top.
I like Magnum. It's good. It's funny. The Triangle Hills are amazing.
Yeah, they are funny. They are ridiculous, quite frankly, but we'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steve or Maverick? Which one next?
Let's go for Maverick.
Maverick. I actually genuinely have a thought about this now. We're getting to the point. A lot of the start of the trip I tried to kind of think about as I went along, but then we got halfway through and I kind of just gave up. So this is all new. It's very good.
Yes.
I think I prefer Fury.
Ooh. I don't think I do.
I don't think Maverick is as good as people say it is. Looking at the layout, I think the drop's great, the turns are great, the twisted horseshoe roll does subtle. I don't like the fact that it slows down to launch again. That annoys me. And then it's all good.
That bit doesn't bother me. The horseshoe roll is whatever.
It doesn't do anything.
That's fine. That I don't. Yeah, that's the only thing. But like, for me, the slowdown.
No, I'm
The
putting it there.
slowdown for me, I like it because it gives you get the little thing with the train signals, and it means you feel the force of that second launch more.
You do feel it. You do
Um,
feel it. Yeah. I've changed.
Maverick, yeah, I like Maverick a lot. I think it's very very well put together.
It's a cool ride.
Um,
It's a cool ride, definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna settle for there. I think I'll have to review this. I'll probably review it after we go through yours to kind of double check I'm happy with it. But for now, I'm gonna actually put it below 305, which
okay.
is maybe a hot opinion, but in my head, that feels right
Mm.
for now at least. So, okay. Yes, we're gonna go. We're
So
gonna roll with that. Madwatch Studios just said, just joined. Where is Velocity? Yet to be ranked. It's at the bottom of my yet to rank list. So Maverick's second launch ran, so Terran's second launch could also ran. They are quite similar. What you find if you build if you build a launch in a tunnel, it makes it seem much better. You know,
that's true.
even
Yeah.
though it just objectively is the same launch, it does make it feel better. So. Okay. Stephen.
Steel Vengeance, the ride that kind of changed everything, really, in terms of like it being built. There was a notable step up in coaster design quality with Steel Vengeance.
Definitely.
So it's a pretty legendary ride, really, and it was everyone's number one at one point. And I can see why. I can really see why.
I think it's number 2 for me currently in this
Yeah.
form. I have a very hard time comparing Fury to Steel Vengeance, and I think Steve is maybe a tiny smidge better. But the difference between a lot of these top coasters is negligible. You know, they're all very good. So,
Yeah.
but not as good as the Voyage Hollywood Nights.
No. I
So,
I wouldn't say Steel Vengeance is overhyped.
no.
It's I think it's a ride that's deserving of being people's number ones. But
Yeah.
I think people go on it expecting it to be their number one when they're not necessarily a fan of that type of coaster, I guess.
Yeah,
Because
100%.
it's not my number one. I think because it's too airtime focused. And I want something that does a bit more of other things. But it's still really good, and I still thought it was fantastic. It's in my top 10.
Yeah, that's fair. It is very
If you
good.
had to get, that's a good question. If you had to get stuck on Fury or Steel Vengeance for 24 hours, which would you prefer? I think I would
As
say
in
Fury.
going round and round. Yeah, definitely Fury.
Did I say Fury?
I think you'd die less on Fury.
Yeah,
So,
but that kind of defeats the object of the question because we're both thinking about endurance, not about what we'd have more fun on.
no, exactly.
So that's not. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be stuck on the Steel Vengeance train for more than 5 minutes. So, let's
Yeah.
just put it that way. At a time, at least, without some form of standing up between. Yeah.
Fantastic ride.
Yeah. Leo Elso says, do you include operations such atmosphere or just the actual ride? Because bad operations experience can knock down an experience. Because a bad operations experience can knock down an experience down a few notches. God, That was the struggle, Shrew.
Mm.
Leo, I do include if there's bad operations. Unfortunately, I have a hard time disentangling that from my experiences of the ride usually. So yes, I do factor that in. I also do factor in atmosphere because there's some rides like I find Wildfire is a good example. It's a fantastic ride on paper with a fantastic setting, but has zero atmosphere, nothing going for it, absolutely nothing, which is sad, and it kind of ruins the ride. Whereas Boulder,
Mm.
when I rode it, was the complete opposite. Terrible on paper, literally repetitive layout, but the atmosphere, riding it, in the evening at night, sublime. So definitely include things like atmosphere.
Yeah.
Okay, Phoenix at Knoebels. You're a big
Ah,
fan, I know.
I love this ride. I love it.
I don't know
It's
where to rank this because I actually don't have much of an opinion on it.
if this is the thing, if it was a traditional, if it was a more traditional roller coaster with like, proper restraints, so that when you went over the airtime hills, you were getting airtime and you were having fun, but you were still secured and felt safe in your seat, like on an RMC, then it wouldn't be particularly memorable. But the ride basically doesn't have a restraint, and every single airtime hill makes you feel like you're going to fall out.
Yes, this
And
is
for me,
true.
that makes it so much better than what it should be. So Phoenix for me is like a top 25 ride.
There you go. Unfortunately, it's not quite the same for me. I get your,
Yeah.
I do get your sentiment, or sentiment even, and I share a very similar thought for Space Mountain because it kind of feels the same. Where
Mm.
especially if you're in the back of that six, individual seats, a 6 long train, it feels unsafe. And that's definitely, the exact kind of feeling you get with Phoenix, where you have a lap
Mm.
bar that's just nowhere near where your lap is, and you just
Yeah.
float.
Yeah.
I also found it particularly painful, Phoenix, because of my long legs, and I kept hitting the bar. But
Yes.
that's not entirely the ride's fault. But I think, yeah, that for me that feels a sensible area.
Mm.
Okay, we're getting there. What was our next port of call? Hershey.
It's no, it wasn't. It's a park that has been getting quite a lot of attention at the moment.
Oh, yes, sorry, my bad. My
Yeah.
bad. Okay, so Six Flags Great Adventure. I pulled out Kingda Ka, obviously. Jersey Devil Coaster, because I thought that would be
Oh
quite
my
an
God.
interesting one to rank. And obviously, the sublime El Toro. Let's start with Jersey Devil. I don't think you rode Jersey Devil,
I
correct?
did not. I did not ride Jersey Devil.
You did not miss out on very much, I must
Hmm.
admit. It was. I don't think. It's not very good. I don't really like it.
No. It didn't look amazing, and it was stuck on one train when we were there as well,
Yes.
which yeah,
Okay.
it's not fun for anyone.
I'm going to put it above Speed No Limits, but below Kumba at Busch Gardens, Tampa, which is a very random position to put it.
Wow.
But it's just.
That is.
It's just not. It's surprisingly uncomfortable. You can feel like every track connection, and
Yeah.
it rides like a bad iBox, basically. I don't. I'd actually, yeah, I'd rather. Looking back, I would rather ride Kumba again, or even Kraken at SeaWorld, which is quite tragic, or even Float to the Monin. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Right, let's go back to the top and look at Kingda Ka. Thoughts on
Yeah.
Kingda Ka, Joel?
Um, if you ride King Dakar in the front row, it is insane. It's really, really good. The launch is one of the craziest things I've ever experienced on the front row. It just keeps getting faster. I should start saying kept, actually. I need to start talking in the past tense when referring to King Dakar.
Oof, this is so sad.
It kept getting faster. Um,
F's in chat.
and you just were, yeah, it was insane. And then the top pat is over so quickly that you don't even have time to like process it. But for the launch itself, it was just incredible. That being said, if you choose to ride King Dakar, if you make the mistake of choosing to ride King Dakar, if you made the mistake, because we're talking in the past tense here,
True.
of riding King Dakar on any row other than the front row, you would very quickly come to regret it because it is so rattly. I found it very unpleasant. So yeah, it was a front row ride only, I think.
Yeah. Fortunately, I think I rode it 3 or 4 times, and they were all in the first and second row. I'm pretty sure. So I didn't have a negative ride on King Dakar, which is why I think you're right. The launch is something else, and like, I remember just looking out at the park, 400 feet high, and just thinking, this is wild.
On a clear day, you can see both New York City and Philadelphia from the top of King Dakar.
Mad.
Which is pretty insane. Yeah.
So there you go. Above the Onion at Kings Island, but below, I think, Woden, being a good GTI for me. Yeah, that feels like a nice place to put it. Yeah, the launch just. Oh.
It's all about the launch. Honestly.
All about the launch.
It's tall, and it's the tallest. It was the tallest coaster in the world.
But
it was all about the launch.
We have the current tallest roller coaster in the world right here, Joel. Red Force. We've got to rank that.
No. Oh no.
It's quite sad. Anyway.
Well.
We'll move on from that sad F to
Yeah.
El Toro.
Now.
This is one good roller coaster, my friends.
For me, this was a redemption arc because this coaster I did not find particularly good when I rode it in 2018, but this time around I finally understood what the hype is for this ride. Yeah, I mean, do you remember those front row or second to front row rides we had where we were literally screaming on every hill because of how intense the airtime was? Especially that Rolling Thunder hill.
I have decided.
Number 2.
I have decided.
Steel Vengeance.
I had a lot more fun riding El Toro than I did Steel Vengeance.
Yeah,
I would
could
say
hear Thomas screaming from the plaza as well. That's right.
I would say that Steel Vengeance is objectively a better roller coaster. However, I think El Toro is just absolutely insane. It is just ridiculously fun. It's chaotic.
This is the thing with ranking rides is you can ride something that you think this is objectively better.
Yep.
But something else could be a lot more memorable just for like one thing that it does.
Yeah.
And I think this is where rankings become hard to actually do.
El Toro feels like
decide.
The perfect in-between of those nighttime rides on the Voyage mixed with a bit of Steel Vengeance. I don't know, like, I like it there. That's where it's going to go.
Yeah.
That's a spicy one. I like that.
Mm.
Wow. There we go.
So now we're on to the Hershey Park.
The Hershey Park, and I've taken Wildcat and Skyrush for this one.
Which one are you going to rank first?
Projection says this is Steel Vengeance is brilliant, but I do like El Toro. I do like this. Yeah. Let's do Skyrush. No longer Thigh Crush.
No. I did ride it with the old restraints, and they lived up to their name. They were terrible, but in a way that kind of made it good.
I'm going to upset you. I know you like Skyrush.
You were not. No. Below Pantheon.
My problem with this roller coaster, Joel, is it reminds me too much of Rita. After a little while, it is Rita, but with wing coaster trains, or wing rider trains.
But
it is Rita.
Still more intense than Rita.
A bit. A bit. Over the hills, I would genuinely say a bit. So that is how I feel. I
Mm,
liked it more, but I only liked it more because I liked the drop more. Every time I rode it, this is what I mean. But for me, it's all about the drop, and then afterwards, I like it, but it doesn't. It doesn't get me going. So
when Thomas says, "Don't make me come in here," that is a genuine threat because he could just walk into
yeah,
this
no,
room
I
right
know.
now. Yeah.
I knew it was gonna upset you, but that is. I must say, like, I have a really fond memory of Sky Rush because riding it, I remember I was on the back row on the left hand side, and I looked at Andrew who was sitting next to me, and he looked nervous. And he doesn't normally, this guy's ridden loads of roller coasters, and he'd ridden everything we were about to ride anyway. He looked nervous, and I go, Andrew, you're right, and he goes, I'm a bit nervous. I was like, why? It was like the drop, and he genuinely he kind of built it up for me to become this really The drop is insane. It's
The drop is like I say, you go down the drop and then you go down the second drop, and
Yeah.
it's like all in one. Like it's like drop one and then drop two.
If I-305 had the Sky Rush drop,
Yeah, yeah.
that would be
That would
bliss.
be a good ride. That would be a very good ride.
It would be absolutely bliss. Wow, there we go. Sorry everybody, Sky Rush is 14 because it reminds me of Rita. Okay.
I'm going to agree to disagree on that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yes.
I didn't do any of Donny, so that's it from our show.
You've
Oh no,
missed one.
Hershey. We
Missed
got
one.
one more.
Yeah, yeah.
Wildcat's Revenge. I know you're a fan of this.
Yes. For me, spoiler alert, for me this is better than Steel Vengeance. Because this has more of what I want in a ride than Steel Vengeance has. Wildcat's Revenge is much more intense. Like, it actually feels like it has force as well as airtime. Like, there's positive force. There's some quite snappy moments on it.
Yeah, for sure.
So for me, Wildcat's Revenge is the better ride. But yeah, it depends what you like.
I think it's
It would be Craig. It's the only Draves RMC I've done.
I think it's 6 for me. Above Maverick, but below 305. I agree. I think, as I said, like the distance between Steel Vengeance and like Maverick is minimal, and those 5 could easily just kind of be. I wouldn't be upset if they were in any random order, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to look back and think which one would I prefer to ride, or if I had the choice of riding either 305 or Wildcat's Revenge, I would think I would choose 305. So
Fair enough.
cool. Right, well that rounds off the trip of all of those. So let's have a stock check. We've got Voyage, El Toro, Steel Vengeance, Fury, 305, Wildcat's Revenge, Maverick, Carnan, Helix, Taran, Thunderhead, Millennium Force, Alpengeist, Pantheon, Skyrush, Untamed, Twisted Timbers, Wildfire, Boulder, Cosmic Rewind, Hagrid Bike, Raven, Legend, Woden, Kingdom Car. That's a 25.
It's a very American heavy top 10 now.
Yes, it is particularly.
Yeah.
Until you get to 8, and then there is nothing. However, there's still some rides to put back in. So, namely Hyperia, Ride to Happiness, and some of the others. So, pick a one, Joel, on the left.
Let's start with Hyperia.
Spicy. Okay. Hyperia feels very similar to me to Pantheon. Similar vein of ride.
In that it's gold and white and has a really half-baked, terrible theme.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I think Hyperia has better elements than Pantheon, but I like the swing launch from Pantheon.
Swing launch is good.
And I
It's
like
very
the
good.
top hat from Pantheon. But I really love the zero-G stall that turns into a dive loop. And
That is my favourite element on Hyperia, actually.
it's so good.
It's really good. Yeah.
Okay.
So where's it going?
I'm going to put it above above Pantheon, sorry, just by one
Okay.
position.
But below Alpengeist.
But below Alpengeist.
That's higher than I have it currently.
I think I like Alpengeist too much.
It's a problem I can somewhat relate to.
Madwatch Studio says, how's the drop on Hyperia? Looks interesting. It's great. It's in the back
It's
row
very good
especially.
drop, yeah.
It is fantastic. Yeah. It's just, the Hyperia is just a bit short, sadly. It's very good.
Yeah.
Hyperia is good, Leo, also, definitely. It is a good ride. Yeah, it just doesn't look as good as it should, visually. Yeah, and could be a tad longer, but you know, it'd be interesting to see where it ranks for everybody. But I have a feeling that it's going to be some rides. You know, they get placed in their first year and then they kind of fall down a little bit over time. Some rides they get placed and they kind of climb as more people ride them and actually realize that actually they're really good. I think Hyperia is going to be one that goes down over time rather than climbs.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic coaster. I think when we all watched it going up, I think we all thought this will be, without question, the best coaster in the UK. But now that we have it, I think it's up there with one or two others as potentially the best.
Why? What would you say?
Well, some people, not me
people.
personally, some people really, really like the Smiler.
Yeah, fair.
And
to be
some
fair.
people really, really like Nemesis.
Yeah, valid.
For me, I think Hyperia is probably the best coaster in the UK.
I agree with that.
But I think I do like Wickerman a lot as well, and Wickerman's probably not far behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's fair.
I don't know. I definitely think it will settle.
Yeah.
And I think the area that has been crafted, and this is a very generous use of the word crafted, around Hyperia, does not do that ride any favors at all.
No, it doesn't.
It's thoroughly unpleasant to Q4 and to just be around, honestly.
Yeah.
And I really wish they had put more thought and effort and consideration into the off-ride experience and just the queue experience. I could get on my soapbox about the state of Hyperia for a long time, so I will climb down off so we can continue with this.
There we go.
So, what's next, Harry?
You choose. I'm at your mercy.
Okay, let's go for the tallest roller coaster in the world.
Red Force.
Yes.
Obviously not as good as King Dakar.
No.
Where's Stealth?
That doesn't surprise me.
God, Stealth is low. I think I prefer it to Stealth. Let's go up.
Okay.
Let's go up.
Yeah.
We're going up.
That sounds reasonable.
Would I rather ride Red Force or Magnum? No, I would not rather ride Red Force. It's falling back down again.
I don't know if this is a hugely hot take. I feel like it is, but I actually quite like the name Red Force.
What? Why?
And I don't know.
It doesn't. What does it
cool.
mean?
It doesn't have to mean anything. It just has to sound cool, and it
I
sounds
don't
cool.
Like that. I don't like that.
What does Sky Rush mean? A rush of sky? That doesn't make
It
sense.
feels like
either.
it means more
That
than
sounds
Red
cool
Force.
too.
Anyway.
But like, it's Ferrari themed, and red is the color most people associate with Ferrari.
Yep. No,
So-
you're not wrong.
I like it. I like it. I actually like it. Um, well, I guess it makes sense to go Shambhala next because it's in the same park.
Cool. Yep. Shambhala. Right. I definitely like that more.
Yeah.
Well,
I really want to ride this, but I don't want to go to Portaventura.
yeah, that's understandable. Okay, Shambhala. This is hard, actually. This is surprisingly difficult.
Mm.
Okay, I think it's there. Above
So
King
is it-
Dakar, below Woden.
Is that your highest ranked B&M Hyper?
Yes, by
Yeah.
a decent chunk, definitely.
It looks like the best one.
It is good.
I am a big fan of the staggered trains.
Yeah, it's better than
Um,
Orion as well, I think. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
that sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah, I remember when it opened, everybody absolutely adored it, and I don't think it is.
Mm.
It is. I don't think it's as good now as it was back then, because obviously, as you said earlier, the roller coaster landscape has changed quite a lot. But
Yeah.
it is still very good. Craig, your opinion is
Yeah.
just the opposite of mine. Bottom tier
think-
V&M Hyper.
This is something people forget as well because people are going to Portaventura now when the Shambhala hype was at its highest. We didn't have Steel Vengeance, we didn't have Iron Gwazi, we
No.
didn't have Velocicoaster, we didn't have Ride to Happiness, we didn't have Tiger, we didn't have
Well, just think of it. How many of these,
Voltron.
like most of the ones I've ranked above, didn't exist.
Yeah. All the
So-
hype for Shambhala comes from before a significant amount of like insane coasters have been built.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people go on Shambhala now expecting it to still be in the top tier of coasters when the bar has been moved so much higher since it was built.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it still looks like one of the best B&M hypers. to
Oh,
me.
yeah, yeah.
So I definitely would like to ride it at some point.
It is worth going to, but you're right. Yeah, Portaventura is a bit of a pain, a bit of a ball ache.
Yeah.
So anyway, next choice.
Let's go with Ride to Happiness. We'll leave the Floridas till last.
All right, done. Next choice.
Oh,
You have to wait to catch
I've
up
gotta
with
wait
that
for
one.
the stream to catch up. Number 2. Oh wow, okay.
Straight in there, easy
Yeah.
choice. It's
Wow.
It's great. I think Ride to Happiness gives me the same feeling the Voyage gives me, but just less. But I
Okay.
could imagine if you rode Ride to Happiness at night, it would have a very similar feeling to the Voyage.
Oh, okay, I can imagine.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I big fan of RTH.
Yeah,
Cool.
understandable. Velocicoaster.
Now it starts to get difficult. I definitely know I would prefer to ride Velocicoaster over Steel Vengeance.
Okay.
I don't know if I would prefer to ride Velocicoaster
Craig is about to be incredibly upset in the chat.
over El Toro. I think I actually would prefer to ride El Toro.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah.
Fantastic ride, but I like roller coasters to have that underlying feeling of chaos, which Velocicoaster has, but the ones above it just have much more of, you know. And it's things like Steve doesn't have that feeling, I don't think. That kind of like rumbling sense of just chaoticness.
Yeah, I didn't get that from Steve.
No. Whereas
Which is a weird thing to say about a ride that's so crazy to an extent.
yeah,
but-
Smudgy's Coaster just said Steve is more chaotic, surely. But this is it. There's like there's a difference between like a chaotic layout and like a chaotic ride. That feeling of it just kind of doesn't quite know what it's doing. I don't know. You get,
Yeah.
even like just a vibration. That kind of I don't know. Yeah.
I think the Steel Vengeance is wacky, but it doesn't make you feel like you're going to die.
No.
I guess.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't.
And I guess that's the best way to describe it.
Yes. Yeah. Whereas these three, El Toro, Ride to Happiness, and The Voyage, definitely make me feel like I'm going to die more than Velocicoaster and Steel Vengeance do. So that's a really good way to put it.
Yeah, yeah.
Kanon actually definitely gives me that feeling as well of I'm gonna die. So
Yeah.
cool. Gwazi then.
So Iron Gwazi, yeah.
Just below Velocicoaster and just above Steel Vengeance. I prefer Gwazi
Right.
over Steve. It's more my type of ride. Gwazi has that
Wow, yeah.
has more of a I'm gonna die feeling than Steve does. So
Mm,
weirdly, I think Gwazi feels quite like Wildcat's Revenge, but a better version for me.
yeah.
So I'm
That's
sure
like-
you'd love it.
That's what you said. That's what you said to me on the day we were there. You said Wildcats feels like a mini
Yeah,
Iron Gwazi.
yeah.
And yeah, I definitely want to. I think Gwazi would be my favorite RMC. I just need to find the right time to go to Florida because I don't like the idea of a Florida summer. I think I
No.
would struggle. I think
So-
I would struggle.
I went in Feb, and the days ended up being. I think actually I experienced like a mini heat wave because it went up to 25, which is abnormal, but it's usually around 20.
Okay. That sounds pleasant.
Annoyingly though, it's because the parks are open so long. In the morning it's like 12 degrees, then it warms up to 20, and then it drops back down to like 13, 14 degrees. So you need a jumper in the morning, but not in the middle, and then in the evening again.
Okay.
So it's one of those types of days. But yeah.
That sounds more. Yeah, I mean, I didn't cope in New Jersey in the summer.
Oh no,
And-
that day was horrific. Until it rained, and then it was good. Then it was
Yes,
fine.
yeah.
So
that rainstorm that we like watched come in.
yes,
Yeah, that was yeah, certainly an experience.
so there we
But
go.
yeah, that's
That's
the
it.
list.
Top 10. Look at that. It's literally all US except for Right to Happiness.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's I mean it's fairly commonly said now that the US has better roller coasters, but Europe has better parks.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it's generally
yeah.
because I mean there are some fantastic parks in the US. You've got the Disneys, you've got Cedar Point, you've got I mean you weren't the biggest Cedar Point fan, I know, but you've got like Dollywood's and your Silver Dollar Cities and your places like that. But in Europe, even a lot of the smaller regional parks put in the effort,
Yeah.
whereas the smaller parks in the US end up being places like Six Flags Great Adventure, which Thomas famously described as a walking corpse while we were there because of how much had been left to rot in
Wow.
that place. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree with that kind of sentiment. I think the trip made me realize that a park. I think Cedar Point's a prime example of this. Cedar Point has a huge list of fantastic roller coasters. However, it don't have much else.
yeah,
I really enjoy riding a mixture of rides when I go to theme parks. The occasional dart ride, the occasional flat ride that is a bit more unique than your average flat ride, and then your family roller coasters as well as your thrill coasters, where Cedar Point just seems to have a metric crap ton of thrill coasters and not much else. They have their odd family coaster. Most of them are old, or they're a wild mouse, and that's a wild
Yeah.
mouse. Not particularly exciting.
but that's the thing with Cedar Point is it's like it knows what it is. Like Cedar Point is America's roller coaster. That's their
I
slogan.
know, but it's
they are really
so-
just a roller coaster park. That's what they're for.
It's just so dull. I just find
yeah.
it so dull.
I mean, that's just preference, I think.
It is,
you
100%. Yeah, exactly.
That's
so.
just. I don't think it's necessarily a problem that Cedar Point is the way it is because it is just. It's a roller coaster park, and
yeah.
that does well for them clearly.
Yeah. Yeah, Five Memory Maker says it's a cool setting with the lake and all. If Cedar Point didn't have that setting, it would be horrific to be in, I feel.
Yeah.
If it was like
might
Six
be.
Flags Great Adventure vibe with all of the roller coasters, it would not be a great place. It is made much nicer because of where it is. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, there you go. I feel quite content with what I've achieved. So, yes, it'd be very interesting to see how my answers influence the rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, would you like to take us through your thoughts,
Yes.
Joel?
I'll whiz through some things because I've done some of mine already.
Okay.
I've done a top 10 already.
Cool.
So this
Go
is
for
where this hopefully works.
The live stream's going to completely break. There we go. And then it fix itself in a second. Oh, there. The quality is very low, so you're just going to have to deal with that, I'm afraid, people.
Wow. Okay.
I might try and I can try and
here's-
sharpen it. So you carry on there.
Here's me, and I have batched a few rides that I would like to put in. So here's my top 10. This is not going to change. This is what it is. So we've got the Voyage, we've got the Maverick. We've got Voyage, Maverick.
The Maverick.
I was a big Maverick fan. Project 305. Skyrush. I like Skyrush a lot. That's there for me. Then Fly, because Fly is a fantastic experience. Then Wildcats Revenge and Steel Vengeance. One place over, both very good. I wasn't quite brave enough to put El Toro over these rides.
You
I
should
think
have.
these are still better. Fury 325 at number 9. That's lower than you have it, actually.
Yeah,
And
it
then at
is.
number 10, I have DC Rivals Hypercoaster, which is a bit of a flex.
It is a bit of a flex.
But I rode that last year, and it's very good, especially if you do the backward seat, and then it actually feels like you are going to die. And then yes, I've done Tutatis. Great ride. It's better than Pantheon. Spoiler alert. Yeah. So let's see. Some of these I might not bother with. Vogelrock. Now I'm gonna have to pull up my ranking spreadsheet to figure out where some of these go. Where the hell did I rank Vogelrock? Oh.
The Intamin appreciation in your ranking is quite good.
I am an Intamin fan
You are.
through and through. I'm definitely a fan of the Intamins.
Yes.
The backward seat on DC Rivals is upcharged. It's $25 US.
25 US dollars or 25 Australian
Sorry,
dollars?
Aussie dollars. Yeah.
Which, how much is that? Is £13 or is $16.
Yeah.
So-
DC Rivals forwards is not top 25 worthy. However, DC Rivals backwards is definitely top 25 worthy. The difference in quality between DC Rivals forwards and backwards is the same as the difference in quality between the Voyage during the day and during Hollywood Nights ERT. So that's to give you an idea of how much better it is on the backward seat. Anyway, Vogelrock is very, very low on my spreadsheet, but I think I'm going to give it a bump on this. Yes, I would
Above
prefer
the
to rank
big one?
Black Mamba.
Wow. Surely
Um,
not for Bolton.
No, I think this is where it has to stop.
Yes.
Do I? No, I think I like Nemesis more as well.
Okay.
But I like Vogelrock more than Black Mamba.
Vogelrock
That
is very
seems-
fun.
I did enjoy Vogelrock a lot. There's something very uncanny and strange about Vogelrock
Yes.
that I really enjoyed.
It's a bizarre roller
Um,
coaster.
Dave Lee, Gandhi Hollander. This
Smudgy says
also
Verbolten
very
over
good.
Nemi? Question mark? Exclamation mark? Question mark?
I like Verbolten. It's a good ride.
It's very good
Um,
ride. I
it's
completely agree.
fantastic.
So
You should have ranked it.
I should have. Yeah, my bad.
This is hard.
That is hard because
No, Flying Dutchman's very good. Maybe not. Maybe better than Vogelrock, probably, and better than Nemesis.
as a
No, that's-
package,
I
would,
think-
that feels sensible.
Yeah, like the problem with Hollander is like you often think of a
What's a
ride
dart
that's
ride, isn't it,
package as
really?
a, yeah, you want a solid coaster and a solid ride, Vogelrock is a fantastic experience, but the roller coaster afterwards is not particularly special.
Hmm.
You ride it for the experience, and it's still an amazing experience, and I would still ride it every time. But the roller coaster section does mean it's hard to rank against other things like Nemesis and Verbolten,
For
which
sure.
have good both. Max and Moritz. I'm just not going to bother with that one.
No, that's fine. Can I just quickly make a plug again?
Go on.
You know, we're ranking ours. Why don't you rank yours alongside us? Because I completely forgot to mention that after saying it at the beginning. So I'll put the link in the chat. It's literally just votecoasters.com. You know, it's easy. You make an account. You search for the roller coasters you've ridden, and then you rank them from best to worst. Very simple. The ranking period ends the 30th of November, so you have 2 weeks or so to rank all of your roller coasters and contribute to, you know, alongside 2,000 other people who have given their thoughts. Carry on, Joel.
So there's gonna have to be some twists around made here. So Alpengeist, I need to go above Helix first of all. I think. Does it? Actually, no, it doesn't. No, I disagree with that. Sorry, I'm just trying to match this up to my ranking spreadsheet. Joris. Now this is the fire. No, this is the water side that I've got here. To be honest, I don't remember a significant difference between the two sides, so I'm going to just put these
I don't know what the
together.
convention is, because I think I preferred water for some reason, but I'm not sure if that is the convention.
Most people say the water side is better, actually. I think.
Okay,
don't
let
they?
me have a look. I'll pull up last year's results.
But I don't remember. I don't remember
No, so
one side being
fire
significantly
is
better than the other.
fire is 2 places above water. So very close. But
Okay, yeah.
I think
I'll have to go back to Efteling.
that's
and
sensible
redo
to
these.
do that, to batch them together. So
But that's what I'm doing for now because they felt much the same. Dreamvlucht, it's impossible to rank. I'm taking that one off. It's a
Oh,
coaster, but it's
no.
impossible to rank.
Says the man who's
Baron
done Hollander.
1898. Yeah, Baron goes fairly low actually.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. It's great, but like, yeah.
I'm going there. No, I'm going there.
Oh, interesting. I wouldn't have
think.
pegged you to say above
There.
Icon. Hot diggity dog.
Baron is a very, very cool ride.
It is a very cool ride, definitely.
What I find is it's more fun to watch off-ride than it is to actually ride.
Yeah.
But I almost just...
I mean, I think
I
that's
don't know.
true of a lot of the Efteling stuff. You know.
I don't even know. I see, I'm doubting myself now. Maybe it has to go lower. So this is where my rankings start to get very nonsensical. Yeah. It's going to go somewhere down here. It's going to go there, actually. It's going to go below Saw. That seems right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, fair. Sora is
that-
pretty good for
don't-
what it is as well, to be fair. So.
Please don't pull me up on any rankings down here that don't make sense because it's impossible. Yes. Pantheon.
Pantheon.
This
Where's
this
Hyperia
is
for you?
below-
Is it in?
I've not put Hyperia
Oh,
in
okay.
yet.
Fine.
So Pantheon
But
is
I guess it should
not
be
as
below
good
Two Tatters.
as Two Tatis. I would also put it below Helix.
That makes sense to me.
And below Alpengeist.
Yep, that's what I have.
But above Joris. So there's my Pantheon
That's
ranking.
fair. Yep.
Two Tatis, it's got better theming. It's got a better layout overall.
Oh yeah.
The only thing that Pantheon does better is Pantheon has a better top hat.
Oh, the
and
top
also
hat on Pantheon is great.
Yes, and the big outer bank stall on Pantheon is better than any of the other single elements on Tutatis.
Right.
But Tutatis beats it overall.
Yeah.
Dark Coaster. Oh, do I rank this? I liked this. I actually
It's
quite
good,
liked this
yeah.
thing. It was quite fun.
You need to find another like
Um,
small Whingers. That feels like a
Yeah. Oh, I like
somewhere
it
in
more than
there.
Winges.
I
I'm bringing it way
yeah.
higher. Uh,
Oh, it's better than
I think
Vampire.
Oh no,
No, it's up to you.
this feels right.
So Robert, Five Bad Movie Makers. Fortunately, when we went, we rode it first thing in the very morning, and it was walk on. So I think we rode it at least twice in the space of 10 minutes. So our
Yeah, we were able to
perception of
get on
it,
it very quickly,
our perception is
thankfully.
completely not shrouded in. I can't believe I just waited 2 hours for this mid family
Yeah.
coaster. So
uh, Cophead Strike. I need to find icon. Okay. Yeah, it's better than icon.
mm,
Better than Black Mamba.
yeah, I would
I
say
prefer
so.
Vogel Rock. Let's go
Fair,
there.
fair, yeah.
Millennium Force. Fantastic ride. It is going.
Oh, yeah, this would be interesting.
Where's? It's going. It's better than Alpengeist. Better than Helix. It's going there. That's Millennium Force.
Where'd you put it? Below Tower, but above Helix.
Yes.
Fair enough.
We're going with that. Magnum XL 200. Going
Oh god.
here.
Below Joris.
That's below Joris.
Yeah, sure. For
But
you, that I'm
there.
happy that Joris is above it. I'll take that as a
It's a
win.
top. It's a top 25 ride.
For
and it is
now.
very
For
funny,
now.
and I do like it a lot. But I couldn't ever. I could never bring myself to make it that high. Icon. I do not think Icon is much better than Copperhead Strike. Next, Thunderhead. This is good. It's going to go here. Going there.
Yeah.
I prefer Joris just because
What-
of the experience I
What
had
is it
with Joris.
with Joris for you?
We did it at night.
Oh right, okay, fair enough.
And it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean
think
it's
the
great.
racing
It's-
aspect adds a lot
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
it does.
Yeah.
Marty
Um,
Marty says Thunderhead is a mid to lower tier GCI. Marty, I'd be interested to hear what you would say is a high tier GCI. Just
yeah.
out of curiosity.
Lightning Rod. Oh God. here we go.
Scroll past Leesburg Badad.
No, it's not that low.
You gotta go up then. Fahrenheit. Oh yeah, I forgot about Fahrenheit.
It's going there.
Oh my god.
We're just putting it there.
Okay. Thunderstrike is like 3 spots below. I mean, Thunderstrike is good, to be fair. So
Thunderstrike was great. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good
yeah,
ride.
yeah, it's a good ride.
Um,
So Marty says Gold Striker, Woden, Mystic Timbers, Prowler are all better than Thunderhead. Marty, you should have been here earlier when I slandered Mystic Timbers and put it much lower than other GCIs, much lower than Wickerman, for example. So I
Fire
don't
Chaser
agree.
Express. So, I need to find Pegasus Express for this one, which I've actually got no idea where I would find Pegasus.
If you put it in the search bar, it'll tell you where you've ranked it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It doesn't tell you, does it?
Oh, I didn't rank it.
Oh, that'd be why
Okay.
then.
Oh, I better put Pegasus Express in there as well then.
Oh no, it's there. It's 96 now. For some reason.
Is it?
Yeah, look, 96. It's a big
So I
glitch.
think I just accidentally put it in.
I think you did.
So,
I mean, surely it's better than Walking Dead: The Ride.
I'm just consulting my spreadsheet quickly. Let me just sort by France. Okay. I have it at 110 in my spreadsheet.
What, you have Walking Dead: The Ride above it?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Pegasus Express is a cool experience, but it's not a particularly exciting coaster.
Okay.
It's good for the kids, but it does just feel like a big kids coaster. Like
Yeah.
it's not intense.
I mean,
at all.
surely that's what it is
It doesn't-
down to a T.
Yeah, but like you think about something like Big Bear, where it is still really fun,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Fire Chaser or
Chaser.
Pegasus?
Fire
Pegasus.
Chaser is better. Fire
Okay.
Chaser was actually like somewhat forceful,
Yeah, Fire Chaser's really
so
good. It's a really fun ride.
it's gonna. Uh, it's not gonna go that much higher. Probably above Runaway Mine Train at Towers. It's gonna go there. We'll
Yeah,
put it at 90.
that's
That
nice.
seems fair. So you get to. This is my side. I'm going to talk about some of the more obscure rides that you missed for your
Yeah, yeah,
top.
no, no, no. That's.
So Big Bear. Just bear with me. I'm gonna.
Uh,
This is the great thing about ranking coasters is you have to have a big spreadsheet to remind you what your opinions are on the rides that you've ridden.
Seems a bit
So Big Bear
arbitrary, doesn't
Mountain.
it?
Yeah. It's like what was my opinion on Big Bear Mountain? Oh yes, that's what the spreadsheet says. Um,
Coasterographer, yeah. Like Lightning Rod isn't very good anymore, I'm afraid. It's just doesn't do it,
yeah.
sadly.
Um, so Big Bear Mountain, uh, it's good. Wait, I just lost it. Oh Jesus. Okay, I have it about here actually. Yeah, I have it over the big one. That seems fair.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
Icon's slightly better.
I'm pretty sure mine
Yeah.
was very similar to that.
Mm,
Like, just very close to Icon.
yeah. Ah, Steel Force. This was another redemption arc.
Whoa.
I found this ride really disappointing before.
It was actually
Um,
really fun.
But it was actually genuinely
It
quite
was
good.
good. It
Yeah.
was good.
Um, so Steel Force is going to go.
You prefer
Uh,
Magnum over Steel Force? I
yeah,
think I'd
just
prefer
because
Steel Force.
Magnum is funnier.
It is funnier.
Steel Force is just solid. It's going to go here, I think. No, below Twisted Timbers and below Balder. Oh wait, this is insane. Hang on. No, it can't go this high. Uh, I'd rather ride Vogel Rock. Yeah, there you go. Steel Force is going there. That seems sensible. Um, Pandemonium.
Candemonium.
Good B&M Hyper. Uh, it's going at somewhere down here.
Have you got a load of B&M hypers near each other? Oh yeah, there's a chariot.
Yeah.
Chariot.
So,
You said you had that one ride on Apollo's Chariot that was good, didn't you?
yeah, I still think Pandemonium's a bit better.
I would also agree that Candemonium is better than Apollo's Chariot.
Yeah, that feels right.
Yeah,
going
that
there.
feels fair.
The Raven. This is quite high for me. It's going there. The Legend. Not as good, but still quite good. It's going there. Wait, no.
Mm.
It's going there. Okay. Orion. Solid. Good.
Good ride.
But
Oh, I just saw
it's
how high
going-
Nitro was.
going there.
Below Candemonium.
Uh,
Interesting.
no, that's wrong. I put that in the wrong place.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
That.
oh,
What?
wait, no, sorry. I'm just like trying to copy my other rankings. There we go.
Okay,
That's
that
where I
makes more
have
sense.
Orion. That's where I have Orion. It's there.
Still below Nitro.
No, that's wrong. Okay, this is all messed up. Sorry.
Just do it
Bear
by
with
gut.
me.
Do it by gut. You haven't got many left, so do it by gut. Come on.
Okay, yeah, it's going there. There's Orion.
Above Pantheon.
No, that's wrong. Sorry. There. There. Okay, final ranking.
Okay, sure.
Mystic Timbers.
Oh, scroll down then.
Yeah. Where's Wicker Man?
Oh God, where is Wicker Man?
Wicker Man
Surely
probably
it's
needs
not
to go
that.
up.
I was gonna say, surely it's not that low.
No,
There
there
it
it is. Wicker Man, Mystic Timbers, not as good as Grizzly either. Right, Mystic Timbers is going there. Wicker Man's going up.
Oh yes, this is what we'd like to see. This is
Um,
what we like to see.
Wicker Man's going here.
Oh,
now, I think.
BEA beautiful.
Yes. Diamondback. You know what? No, we're not ranking Diamondback. Beast.
Oh, here we go.
Beast. I mean, realistically, this is not a very good ride.
No.
But I do kind of like it. I need to find Candemonium because that's the kind of area it ranks. The Beast.
Craig says Beast doesn't do anything.
Well, it doesn't.
I agree,
Other than
Craig.
that Helix.
It doesn't do
That
anything.
Helix. The Helix is great.
The Helix is the one good thing about the ride, yes. I agree.
Yeah.
Where did you put it? Below...
Oh
yeah, okay. I can vibe with that,
there,
being below
there.
Least Bug Banner. That makes some form of sense.
Yeah. Right, the Bat. I'm going to find Vampire.
Robert says,
There.
Beast outlived its own son. Have some respect. True.
Yeah.
It did.
The Bat is actually going a fair bit up. Yeah.
It's a cool ride. It's a cool ride.
I'll put it there. The Bat's great. It's really intense. Adventure Express. It's a cool little mine train. I'm not going to rank it though. Twister again, not interesting enough for me to rank.
Phoenix, though.
Phoenix. Yes.
Big numbers here.
Yeah, this has got to be high. How high? Let's see.
I'm very curious to see what you think about this.
There. That's Phoenix.
Whoa, above Millennium Force.
Yeah.
That surprises me.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Flying Turns.
I mean, yeah.
It's not interesting enough
No.
to rank right now. I might put it in at some point.
Hyperia. Here we go. Big one, ladies
Um,
and gentlemen. Big
yeah.
numbers.
I am going to remind myself where I have this ranked.
What do you feel? Gut, Hyperia or Pantheon?
I do think Hyperia is the better ride,
Yeah.
but I don't want to put it any higher. It's going there.
Yep. No, I think they are very similar. I think they are similar rides, just
Yeah.
that do different, similar rides that do different things. I'll go about how they do them differently, I should say. So there we
Yeah.
go. Let's have a look. Voyage, Maverick.
I'll check 305. Skyrush, Fly, Wildcat's Revenge, Steel
Yep.
Vengeance, El Toro, Fury 325, DC Rivals Hypercoaster,
Yep.
Tutatis, Terran, Phoenix, Millennium Force, Helix, Alpengeist, The Raven, Hyperia, Pantheon, Joris as a collective attraction, Thunderhead, Orion,
Onion.
Magnum XL 200, The Legend, and Olympia Looping.
It's
Makes
quite a
sense.
varied. I like that. It's quite a varied 25. I
Yeah.
can vibe with that.
Now, on my spreadsheet ranking, Olympia Looping's at 29, and on here it's at 25. So something has gone horribly wrong there. But we're not going to worry about that.
No,
Um,
no.
No. I think I need to put Nemesis to a higher spot.
Wait,
Because
did you remove it then?
that's missing.
I thought Nemesis was already in.
Is it?
I thought it was, but you've
There.
just
it's
pulled
there.
a second one in.
Nemesis goes there.
If you refresh the whole
Uh,
thing now, just out of curiosity.
Okay. Oh, God.
Sorry.
There we go.
Oh my god, has it not done it all for you? Did it just boot everything back out? I think it did.
Oh, it did. Oh, I love that.
I don't know why it did that.
Okay.
Anyway,
Um,
we saw what you did, and then now you can match it with your spreadsheet at another
Yeah.
interval.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
we
that's
go.
great.
Sorry, Joel.
Um,
Technical
Okay,
difficulties.
that's fine. You all saw it. You all saw it for like a split second, and we got to talk about it.
It wouldn't be a Coasterbot live stream without some form of technical difficulty.
Yes. Now,
Would you
if I end the stream,
Yes, please do, and then I will.
well, that will not break it, will it?
If you end it,
Okay.
it did break it for half a second, and now we're back.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah, there it is.
there we go.
All
Cool.
good.
Well, yeah, I'm feeling pretty happy with what I've got. And it sounded like you felt pretty happy with what you had, kind of, until it all disappeared. So yeah, has anyone got any final questions before we call it a day? Any questions
Yeah.
about the roller coasters we've just ranked, or about Vote coasters as a whole. Robert says, if only someone was video recording so we could remember what your list was. That's true. You can just put up the live stream and get it back.
So yeah.
Theme park dude quotes, just out of curiosity, refresh, skull emoji. Yes, very sad. Is there a big gap between Hyperia and Shambhala? Yeah, literally famous last words. Chamois Beast 29 and Hyperia is 17, so yeah, there's quite a big gap for me between the two.
I need to understand the Millennium Force love because I didn't get it. I think that's fine. Maybe it's just not for you.
Yeah.
I can understand how it wouldn't be for someone's thing.
Yeah, that's fair. Theme Park Dude, how many different coasters have been ranked yet? So, in everyone's lists combined, or rankings combined, there's over 100,000 roller coasters so far. I don't know how many individual roller coasters. I'd hazard to guess somewhere about probably maybe like 1,600, 1,700. But by the time it gets to the rankings, it will probably be more like 1,400, 1,500. Once we cut a few of the ones that don't quite have enough matches to, provide a sensible rank for. So, but the answer is a lot, essentially.
Yeah.
As a percentage of I don't know how many roller coasters are there in existence.
Leviathan at SeaWorld numbers.
I'm just going to completely ruin the stream by...
I wish I could have contributed to the Leviathan at SeaWorld numbers. That would have been nice. I would have loved to have done that.
Allegedly, there's nearly 6,000 roller coasters. So we're probably talking about having ranked about a quarter of them. But most of the world's roller coasters are very small kiddie coasters. So there you go. Will we find out the coasters that didn't get enough ranks to count? No, because as we've just discovered, that would be 4,500 roller coasters. And I don't really want to produce a list of every single roller coaster that didn't make it. Yeah. What I will do, what usually I do anyway, is on the rankings it will have the number of riders attached to it, so you can see which ones had a lot of riders and which ones had few riders. I mean, generally it's rides in Asia, like China and some areas of Japan and Korea, have less riders. So you'll find that again a lot of Chinese roller coasters don't make the cut. So,
how would you feel about publishing the worst ranked coasters, the ones that frequently showed up as the least?
Well, you can see it. You can if you download the spreadsheet, you can see what they are.
Is that all up?
Yeah. So if you go on.
Oh.
Hold on, it's going to give you a weird view, but if you go on to Vote Coasters and then full rankings, I don't know how much you can see. At the bottom of the full rankings, it's a bit glitched, so I need to update the website. But it says, click here to download a spreadsheet with all 129,000.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Overlaying the actual thing itself.
Yeah, of course.
Zoe updated the website and it broke a load of things. But if you open this, it won't show you on the screen. But if you open it and scroll to the bottom, you can see, and I will tell you what it is.
What is the worst roller coaster in the world as of last year's Vote Coasters?
There are 7 that have the same score of 0.
Okay.
Southern Express at Tropic Falls Theme Park. Tasmanian Tiger, Zoo Tampa at Lowry Park. Rally, Kids Inn. Ring Renner. Senti Speed. Family Achtbahn. Wan Wan Coaster Wandit.
That's disappointing. I've not heard of any of those.
One you have heard of, which is very low, is Viking Roller Coaster Energylandia.
Oh, yeah. I've not been on that, but I've heard it's pretty terrible.
Yes. That's a general consensus.
Yes.
So,
from what I understand, it's got over-the-shoulder restraints on a spinning wild mouse, and it's incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I think it's time to call it there. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you had a good time. Thanks, Joel, for chatting roller coasters with me and
No worries.
ranking your own roller coasters until they disappeared. And then one final plug: if you haven't already, make sure that you take part in vote coasters and rank your own roller coasters. You
Do
have
it.
2 weeks to do it. Plenty of time. You could rank 10, 20, or as many or as few as you want. It doesn't really matter. It's entirely up to you. So there we go.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Have a good evening, and we'll see you in a bit. Bye.
Bye-bye.